Hello and welcome to the 2D Podcast. My name is Ronan.
And my name's Dave.
We're two kids trying to get into the animation industry.
Please hire us.
Alright, let's get right into it. So, how's your week been so far, Dave?
It's been pretty good. It's been kind of a blur.
Yeah, isn't it?
Because I've had so much work.
Isn't it a blur for all of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's funny, like, when you consider, like, how all these other kids are faring, especially in public school, it's like a nightmare. And even, like, in other areas of study, I feel like we're, I don't know, relatively, I can't say we're unaffected because that's not true, but it's like we still have, like, you know, we still have something to fall back on, you know?
Yeah, I feel like college isn't really as bad because it's kind of, you know, you have a lot more freedom in college.
That's true. And yeah, what I mean by, like, to fall back on, it's like our areas, as long as you're still, like, you know, into it, and as long as you're, like, you know, continue to make, you know, the work that you want to make, then, like, I think you're in a good spot, you know. But like, for other areas of study, like, especially if you want to get, like, a medical degree,
yeah,
I feel like that's harder for people. It's a lot harder of a discipline.
Yeah, the disciplines where you got to go in and just, like, be in there, kind of, you know, I think Pratt was talking about wood cutting or something, that you, like, have to be in there. Or no, printmaking, was it? Where you, like, actually have to be in the building to get your degree.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I have a friend who, like, is one of those people, and he has all of his in-person classes, so
really?
that's how it has. So I guess he's kind of, like, you know, running that risk, but you know, just what you got to do.
Yeah.
What you got to do.
Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
got to be in the trenches.
Yeah, it's you be in the trenches. I don't know. It's not really like in the trenches. It's just like you're in the city, and you're like I don't know. You just, like, I guess you can say putting yourself more at risk. But then again, like, a degree is a degree.
Yeah, that's true. You know, that reminds me of my one friend last year. I think I got a C on something, and I was kind of upset. I was like, oh my gosh, I, like, worked so hard on this. And he's very mellow, and he was like, C's get degrees.
C's
like,
you know what? Can't argue with that.
Yeah. That's so funny because, like, in grade school and high school, it's like you have to get good grades, you have to get the perfect grade, and then he's just, like, in college, like, C's get degrees.
Yeah, but then again, it's also like, if you're going to put in the effort to actually be in college and actually, like, you know, and with all that time, that is true. It's like, you know, you get somewhere with a degree as opposed to without it. But at the same time, you know, college is you know, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of energy, and if you're going to spend that time and energy, and regardless of whatever, like, discipline you're in, you should, like, you know, apply yourself. And if you don't apply yourself, like, you know, why even go to college in the first place?
Yeah, that's true. You're gonna be a good dad.
Yeah, thanks.
Like, saying that to your kid. That's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's not even like college has to be this concrete thing where everyone has to go. Like successful people have gone to college without. Successful people have, like, either not gone to college or, like, dropped out of college. There are examples, although, like, you know, their trajectory is very specific. But it's all about just applying yourself, and that's what matters.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't know if I should say this, but we were getting pretty pumped up talking about this Halloween.
Let's keep that between us.
Okay.
Let's keep that between us, all right?
Yeah.
Let's keep it a surprise.
It's going to be... Let me just say this. It's going to be awesome.
All right, let's hype it up, but let's still keep it a surprise, all right?
It's going to be this thing that's so hyped, and then when people see it, they're going to be like, it's not that good, and, you know...
Well, don't spoil it, jeez. All right, that's the surprise. It's actually less than what we promised. It's actually, we hype it up so much, and, like, it's going to be a surprise, and the surprise is that it's just like some, like, garbage art piece or something like that.
Just keep your expectations low, and you'll be...
No, don't say that, Dave. Don't say that.
I mean, keep them high.
You're gonna ruin our audience. Jeez.
Yeah, no, I'm really pumped about it. I'm so excited.
I'm excited. Like we should. But let's keep it between us.
Yeah.
So, in other stuff, I feel like the city has been kind of lifting its own restrictions in a way, or just making them lighter. I don't know. I guess it's like just part of their trajectory. It's like, if things, well, not to say things have gotten better, like, all the way. We still have the. I don't think we can actually say, if we were to post this stuff on YouTube, we can't actually say, what the virus actually is called. You know about that?
Really?
Yeah, it's like they don't want, like, I don't know, they don't want to, like, unless you're actually like a news station, like, you can't actually, like, really, like, spread information about it, regardless if you're, like, if you believe, like, it's a hoax or not. We should, like, make a code word. Hoax. Why did I say hoax? If it's a hoax. No. So yeah, I don't know. We should, like, have, like, some kind of code word for it. What do you think?
Yeah. The code word should be
No, I said no. Dave, oh my gosh, you're such a troublemaker. All right.
No, I mean, like, you know what this reminds me of?
What?
This reminds me of. Okay, so here's a disclaimer. I have no idea what. There's something about, like, there was something in the 90s where Bill Clinton supposedly, like, killed someone, or
What?
there was a rumor that he killed someone. So I don't know anything about this, so I'm not making any kind of political statement, but I remember seeing a clip of this comedian. I think his name's Norm Macdonald. If you've ever heard of him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, wasn't he on SNL, like, for the briefest of times? Yeah.
So he went on The View, I think, and he just said, like, yeah, didn't Bill Clinton, he killed a guy, right? And then everyone on the view's like, whoa, be quiet, okay, you gotta shut up. And he's like, but he did, he killed him. And they're like, you will be taken off the show and not invited back.
Yeah, I really, like, well, I don't know, if the president has actually ever killed someone, unless it's, like, an actual proven fact, yeah, don't talk about that kind of stuff. It's like, you actually, like, spreading rumors, but it's like, I don't know, I think it's, like, part of this thing where they just don't want to politicize it, even though it's, like, as heavily politicized as it is already.
Yeah.
That's just it. So I'm trying to be conscious about that,
Yeah. They're it's like the FBI comments on our YouTube page, and they're like, you need to edit this out right now. And also, I really am excited for the Halloween episode.
Yeah, excited for the next episode. Like, great job. I really support you guys. Also, take down your videos.
Yeah.
I don't think if the FBI is going to contact us in any form, it's certainly not going to be through comments. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That would probably just be scammers.
Yep, that would just be scammers. Exactly. This is the FBI.
Take down your video. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
We'd actually take it down. What?
I totally cut you off there. What were you saying?
Oh, sorry. I was saying some kid, some 12-year-old types in the comments, I'm the FBI, take down your videos right now. And like, we actually take them down.
That would be like a funny, like, that would be just a funny, like, not really prank, because that wouldn't work, but that would just be like a funny, like, or something like that. Oops, I said a bad word.
That's fine. We can just bleep that out.
Yeah, probably gonna start bleeping stuff out to make our videos a little bit more child friendly.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think some things, like, they're not, like, they're more adult even if they don't, like, curse or whatever. Kind of like I don't know. Like,
things don't have to be. Things don't, like, you don't have to curse to actually, like, really disturb a child, or really corrupt a child either. There's plenty of stuff that can do that. Yeah.
Like,
on the subject,
in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I don't know if you ever read this one where they wanted him to draw a really scary picture, so he just drew this, like, scribbled thing, like this frowning face with, like, fangs and, like, in just all this darkness, there was just this evil face.
Uh-huh.
And his mom saw it, and she actually grounded him because she thought
What?
it was too disturbing or something.
That's kind of like... Okay, I was actually gonna make an analogy that would have been like not right for this kind of video. But that's like playing like the theme, getting suspended for playing the theme in like a school band. It's like you like, you know, you suspend it because it's inappropriate, but then again, like you're kind of implying that you know what it is as well.
Yeah. Yeah, did you know, did you see these memes where they would do Kahoot? It's like when you're doing Kahoot and you put your name as a part and the teacher deletes it, but then you realize he recognizes the name.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, it's like if you're gonna like punish a kid for anything, you know, discipline should be. I mean, I think there should be like some kind of like form of discipline. But then again, that's just stupid. It's like why are you gonna like punish a kid for like, you know, drawing something creepy? It's like they can make a career off of that. People have made a career off of that.
Yeah, and the thing is that, like, in terms of drawing stuff and comics and cartoons, I remember, you know, like, generally, if a little kid draws something really disturbing, you, like, you know, take them aside and they're like, yo, what's
It's
the
like,
problem?
yeah, that's
like,
true.
But I remember in 6th grade and 5th grade, we would do comics and cartoons, and kids would come up with like really messed up ideas, but they wouldn't do them. I remember my one friend Patrick was like, "Yeah, I have this like really messed up idea, and it was like so violent and disgusting."
Wait, he acknowledged it himself as like what, like he like.
Yeah, no, he said like, yeah, I could write like this really good. I have this really good idea for a comic, but it's too disturbing, and I know if I do it, I'll get like, you know, sent to the psychologist. So I'm gonna wait until I'm like 18 until I do it. So
Wait until you're 18.
yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Like, you know, like, yeah, I'm kind of fucked up. I shouldn't do this. At least not until I'm older.
It's interesting because like you think someone in 6th grade would be so innocent, but he's really not. Except like that kid was kind of like messed up though. Like, you know, he would play this game where he would touch your like he would be sitting next to you and you'd like touch your upper leg.
Okay.
Dude, he would play. It was a game he played. It was called the nervous game.
What the fuck?
He would move his hand up your leg and you'd be like, "Are you nervous yet?" And I'm like, "Dude, get off."
That's the nervous game. Oh my gosh. You know, I oh shoot. Oh, there goes my pencil. There goes my sharp edge. Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
No. Okay, well, you know, I'll just draw with like the piece of lead that literally fell off of it. Oh well. Anyways, yeah, I met some weird kids during my time, but I never I don't know, never won that. There was like this one person that I like met in this like this outside of school program. He was like really quiet at first, but then like
they're always the worst.
yeah, it's like he was really quiet at first, but and like we're just like, hey dude, you know, like we're trying to have him like chime into the conversation, like, hey dude, you know, like what do you think about this? And then he says something like, I don't know, something really messed up, and we were just like, oh shit, you know, I liked it better when he was quiet. All right.
Yeah. Yep, they're out there. You know, it's funny because you think that he would be the murderer, but it's like I don't even think he would be a murderer. Like you would suspect that it was him, but it would probably be someone else who's really outgoing and nice.
Yeah, who's trying to like that? You know, that's how isn't that like how the game Among Us works? It's like it's like basically like find the murderer. It's like that kind of game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want this to be like some kind of Among Us commentary, so I'm gonna be on to the next subject.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, I'm back on several updates, I guess. I was kind of bitching and moaning about my job last episode. Things have gotten a lot better. I got switched to a different part. Basically, I don't know how to explain it, but just like a different kind of, I don't know, section, if you will. that basically allows me to actually study while I work instead of like having to stress me out. So I got some accommodations that way. I didn't even ask for it. It just kind of changed that way in my favor. So that was good.
Nice.
So I'm a little bit less stressed out is what I'm trying to say. Also, if you couldn't tell already by how it sounds like on my end, I'm actually back on paper again, and it's a lot more. I feel like it's more my zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can really like concentrate on it more. If I'm on a computer all the time, I'll probably just be like, "Oh, what the hell," and I get distracted easily.
Yeah. People, I feel like there's kind of a divide between people who are more like paper and people who are more digital. Like not like, of course, people who are all about paper, they can also draw digitally, but like,
Yeah.
I'm talking about, your go-to thing,
Go-to thing.
just kind of like your comfort thing, what you'll just default draw on.
I think if it comes to like default, yeah, it's probably gonna be paper because it's like I just am more comfortable on it. But it's like that's not saying that like anything digital anything digital would make it, I don't know, less, or like it just if it's any like worse. Unless it's like both of them have their advantages and both of them like would have their own artistic merit and whatnot. But for me, it's just paper.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. Some people don't understand that. Like my mom, she will, if she sees me drawing on paper or doing an animation on paper, she just immediately assumes, oh, so you're never gonna draw on a computer?
Yeah, you're taking the easy way out.
Yeah, no. She's like, Dave, like the future is not paper. Like you got to accept computers. And I'm like, I do, but I just enjoy drawing on paper. So
It's like, yeah, but it's like, we're drawing this now, so they eventually be scanned onto computers, being projected from other computers onto other computers. It's like, we're still within the system,
Yeah, we're in the system. Stop bothering me, Mom.
Stop bothering. Are you animating, son?
Yeah. Well, back in my day, I wouldn't animate like that. I would use 3 frames. And like, no, she never animated anything, I don't think. She knows how to she knows how to do like flip books and stuff because she still works at a printing company, so she has like 1 million flip books. Which is awesome.
Yeah. I think that one thing that has changed a little bit more, it's actually, it's mellowing out, I feel like, a little bit more for me. As I mentioned, my job is becoming a little bit more easy. And I feel like there was a bit of like a momentum change where I'm like, I was expecting to be kind of pumped up because like there was so much happening throughout the week. But now because it slowed down, I was kind of like, wait, where's my energy? So like I have to like kind of adapt to the mellowness a little bit. It was hard. It's hard for me to do that when I have like so much stuff to juggle around, not including this podcast. But yeah, we're two busy guys,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's good to have my days so far have been, the past few weeks have been completely busy. Like every single day, it's just like, like I have stuff to do, multiple things to do every day, where that's completely different from the past few months, where it's just like nothing. And, but I think it's good because it kind of takes your mind off of everything, and you just keep going, and you're not thinking about existential dread or anything.
Yeah, that's totally true. You don't have to worry about that. It gets your mind off of it, and what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, well, that's adulthood for you.
Yeah.
It's adulthood. Yeah, I think a lot of people have had a lot of time, probably more time than they would like to actually think about stuff. That they don't like some kind of some dark stuff, I guess. And I don't know.
That's what you should be doing. Thinking about,
You should be
Like
thinking about dark stuff.
no, like
Get
I
depressed.
think it's funny because everybody has been saying like, oh, we should use this time, like, this is a great time to think about the big questions in life. But literally 90% of people are just like on YouTube or doing nothing, going.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't know, but I feel like I should have been a lot more productive during the free time that I had, but I wasn't.
I think, yeah, I think I try keeping it up during the summer.
Yeah.
I think I like had my parents on my back a little bit too, so that helped out. But I had this volunteering thing. I actually already explained this in another video, but in a past video I mean. But yeah, it's all about that grind. It's all
Yeah.
about that
Yeah.
grind.
Hey, I don't know if we should talk about our projects in this.
Oh yeah, of course. I think this would be a great opportunity to do that actually.
Yeah. So okay. I don't know if we're gonna do this, but we're thinking about actually showing the stuff we're talking about.
And by thinking, we mean doing.
Yeah.
We already deliberated about this, Dave. What Dave means is that we get to explain what our projects like. We do a little synopsis about our project. I'll give it a little context and actually show it to you because we think just a little experiment that we're doing. See see what you guys think. Also, just to immerse you a little bit more in what our styles are like. Dave, would you like to go first?
No.
Okay. All right.
I actually, I don't know. I have to think about what I want to show because no, I know what I want to show. Actually, you know what? Maybe.
Actually, you know what? I just realized I don't know.
No, I would like to show the film I was talking about last episode because I think that's a funny one.
Yeah.
The health episode or the health video, but I mean that's not well animated. That was like really quick. I didn't really put a lot of time and love into it. So I guess that would be the one I'd like to show now though because I think it's kind of funny.
Okay. So
I don't know.
what is it about again?
Well, I talked about it last episode, and it was basically we had to do a health video, and I asked if I could animate mine, and the guy said the professor. No,
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
yeah, he said, yeah, sure, go ahead, and so I did, and I was kind of nervous because I thought no one would laugh at it, but they ended up like laughing hysterically at it, and it was the best experience ever. Like I said, they stood up and were like, show it again, and the animation is crappy. The animation isn't even that good, but it's just silly, and so I guess this is the time to show it, and you can be the judge on whether it's good or it's a piece of crap.
Yeah. Crap. So be sure to leave a comment down on what you think of it. What do you call
2000? What?
what's the name of this project?
Well, it's called Know Your Health, and I made it in 2017. It came out on, I remember, I have a photographic memory, it came out on November 8th, 2017. So if you have harsh judgments for it, I did it when I think was 16 or 17. So it's not that good, but if you like it, then thank you.
Yeah. And thank you very much Dave, for being so brave as to share your work.
I don't. It's one of the things that I don't care about. So
It's one of those things you just don't care about.
Great.
Well, I guess it's probably better to not be attached to it. It's probably better just to let it go, let the bygones be bygones.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way.
Oh, oh. Ew. Okay, everybody, today we will be learning about the great mystery of. I'm gonna faint.
Somebody rub his sternum! Not to worry, kids. I, Dr. Kim Jong-un, will be saving your teacher today.
Wait.
Yeah.
Aren't you a dictator? Aren't you a dictator? You are a dictator.
Silence! I kill you.
Put ice on the victim's head and elevate their feet.
Somebody give him the thrust!
I'll save him.
Sir, are you joking? Can I give you the Heimlich? Can I give you the Heimlich? I'll just have to do it without his permission. Yeah!
Yay!
A little bit about my project that I feel like showing. I'm probably going to show this little ditty that I did a while back called Demon Sanctuary. What that is, it's basically, I guess you could say it's kind of like a music video. It's a music video of this song made by this band called Naked City. And what it is, it's basically, think like New York jazz meets like underground grindcore. And it's basically like, it's this jazz beat where it's like, and every now and then they take a break and it's all just like that. It's literally like
so
that.
Is this a band that, do you know these?
It's a band that actually existed. It's a New York band out of all places, and yeah, they actually released this song to the public. It's crazy.
Do you know them, or is it just something that you found?
No, they're like from the '90s, so it's something that I found. Yeah, of course. And I don't know. I guess I recommend anyone to just to look them up and experience just the weirdness that is Naked City, as well as Demon Sanctuary. All right, so tell us what you think about our films down below, if you wouldn't mind, and also leave a like, subscribe, and do all that jazz as well.
Yeah. Please don't leave any comments about how you want to kill us.
Okay.
If you have any feelings like that, we would prefer that you keep them in your heart.
Yes, keep them, repress them.
Yeah. Please don't. If you have comments that are like,
Do you have any old enemies, Dave, that you're afraid to will pop up again?
yeah, yeah. If you have any comments that are like we're not going to tell you where we live, so just,
Yeah, of course.
if you tell, you're only hurting yourself if you have comments that's that are like, we're gonna kill you, and here's the weapons we're gonna use.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the date and time that we're gonna show up to your house.
Be here at this time. If you're a man, I'll kill you.
Yeah, don't do that. I think very illegal for someone to actually threaten violence through the internet. So don't even think about it.
Yeah, and we might be there, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
It's illegal to threaten violence to someone unless you actually want to throw down.
Yeah, we will throw down with you. You know, if you like. So don't make those comments. Actually, yeah, don't make those comments because we actually.
I think like 90% of people who actually like ever like threaten something on the internet are actually like scrubs. So like I don't think we have just very weak people. So
yeah.
I don't think we have much to worry about.
They're like 12-year-olds.
Yeah, 12-year-olds.
Who are like, yeah, there's gonna be 2 hits, me hitting you and you hitting the floor.
Nice. All right.
That's what my teacher used to say.
What?
I think
Your
I said
teacher?
this before. He had this little routine that he would, like, you know how teachers have these routines that they go through.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
had this. I forget what it was. It was he was a history teacher, and I forget why he did this, but he would just single out something.
Yeah, I like a history. I'll be teaching you some history. A history of pain.
Yeah, but he would single out some kid and be like, hey, Jake, me, you, 3 o'clock after school. There's going to be 2 hits. Me hitting you and you hitting the floor.
Bro.
I'm going to bring my 2 buddies. Pete, and he'd stick up his fist. Pete, and then he'd stick up his other fist and repeat.
Wow.
Yeah, he was great.
I don't know. That honestly seems a little sus. Seems a little suspect.
Yeah. He was great, though. He
He was
reenacted
great
a
though.
whole
He used
Greek-
to beat me up after class. That was great.
No, he reenacted a whole Greek play. Not a whole one. I think he spent the whole 45-minute class reenacting an ancient play. I think it was an abridged version. And then at the very end of class, the one character got murdered. And so the character was supposed to scream really loud, like go off stage and scream. And so he went out of the class
And he screamed it all.
at the top of his lungs.
Oh my god.
And people who I knew who weren't in my class were like, did you hear that scream? And I was like, yeah, it was my teacher.
Yeah. There was this one time where like one of my chemistry classes, like we were actually like, we were like in the lab, like, testing out materials and whatnot. And there was this one moment where literally there was an explosion. And it turns out that it was like this little lab thing where like, I don't know, these people actually get to like light like gas or something where it's like basically we put 2 materials together, but for one of the people accidentally like put it for a little bit too long, then opened it and it happened to be right next to a flame, and it was just like poof! And it wasn't like actually like, I don't know, like the kind of explosion where like people like get thrusted back.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, it was just like a purely like audible explosion that really like rumbled up people, and it was happening right next to the cafeteria as well. So
Wow. Yeah, that's like my friend I was telling you about earlier, Michael, who ended up dropping out of high school.
Okay.
He got in trouble. Everyone knew him his freshman year because he was notorious or infamous for this one thing in chemistry class where his iPad was broken.
iPad.
Yeah, we all had iPads. Like you're supposed to have an iPad or a laptop or something. And his was broken and it wasn't working anymore. So he just decided to start breaking it all over his knee. He just like started bending
What the
it
heck?
and breaking it. And you heard all these cracks and pops and it caught on fire. Like it started sparking.
It caught on fire?
Yeah, there was a flame on it. And
Was it still like connected to the outlet?
I don't know.
That's probably why.
I didn't believe it, but I asked everybody. I asked people who were in the class, and they were like, "Yeah, it just caught on fire." And the teacher made him go outside and step on it and stuff.
Step on it.
And he was
Wow.
gonna pull the fire alarm too. I remember the day when he was really gonna do it. It was sophomore year, and everybody knew about it. Like it was going around the school like wildfire. Like, Michael's gonna pull the fire alarm. Michael's gonna pull the fire alarm. And my one friend was like, I said, like, he had my math class. I told him if he doesn't pull the fire alarm, I have a test in 7th period. And if he doesn't pull it, I'm gonna kill him. And but he ended up not doing it because everybody knew he was gonna do it.
Yeah, if everyone that's not the best way to go.
It was
It's
so
like-
crazy. There was like a tension around, like, you know when there's tension in the air. And you
Yeah.
just tell.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it was. It was the craziest feeling ever. Everybody, you could tell. Everybody throughout the school is like, you could hear whispers like fire alarm. Like, when's he gonna do it? It was crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I never really felt that tension. I went to an inner city school. It was still a good school at that, but I don't know, we didn't have like iPads or anything like that. There's only so much money to go around in New York City. Oops.
Yeah. Yeah, at my grade school, we had like, I was in a very small grade school, and we had like this cart of iPads. It was like 30 iPads, and the classes would, I think maybe I said this on the podcast before, but the classes would share them. And my one friend got in big trouble because he looked up like, I forget what I think he looked up like Pornhub or something just
wow.
as a joke. And he left it on there.
Ah.
And he took a bunch of pictures of himself.
Oh my god.
Like just smiling and goofing around. And I remember, dude, he looked like a deer in headlights when the principal came. He was like, AJ, please come to the principal's office.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Dumb little AJ. Well, on the subject of high school, I don't know, I don't know what kind of podcast this would be if we actually consistently talk about current memes. But have you ever watched Clone High?
What?
Clone High?
No.
You never? No.
No.
Well, I don't want this to be a one-sided conversation, so I guess we'll just wait for Dave to actually watch Clone High. It's this mid 2000s cartoon where all these genetic clones of historical figures like Abraham Lincoln, Cleopatra, and Sophocles go to school together in high school.
Yeah.
It's actually really funny. There's this one character who is actually the reincarnation of JFK, and he talks like this all the time.
I'm JFK. There was a guy who, he was a comedian, and he rose to fame after he started making fun of JFK.
What?
And he had it was a year before JFK was assassinated, and so he was interviewed in the 90s. He was like, my fame was like a single year, November 1962 to November 1963, I think, was when he was assassinated.
Yeah.
He's like, it was literally just 1 year of complete fame, and then it was like he was a nobody.
It was a no one.
Nobody wanted to make fun of JFK.
That's kind of tragic. What's this guy's name?
I don't know. I read about it in a book, so I have to find the book. JFK. I don't know. I think enough time has passed where you can make fun of him again, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Some people would get mad, probably.
Some people will get butthurt.
Yeah. My name is JFK. Whale put a man on the moon. I can't even do a good impression.
Whale put a man on the moon to find out once and for all if it is made of cheese or not.
And then they put a man on the moon and were like, wait, it is made of cheese.
It was made of cheese.
That
What
would be-
kind of cheese? Provolone. God damn it.
Yeah. My friend Paul does a really good impression of Joe from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Hi, Peter. I can't
Hi.
do it.
I don't watch Family Guy, so I can't comment on that.
Yeah. He's actually recording a song because he's really into. He records his own songs, and I think he's doing a song called. It's based on a famous song, but it's like "Hey Peter" instead. I forget what song.
Hey Jude, or is it like
No,
what's that? Wait, no, there's like a Jimi Hendrix song that's a cover. What's it called? Shoot, Hey Joe.
I don't know.
Hey-
I don't know.
Hey Peter.
Yeah. Hey Peter. Yeah, there was. I remember earlier in the summer we were hanging out, and so, I said like I live near a college town, and they go to the college, and there's always kids, partying all over the place, and there were kids who we knew from high school, and they were like, "Hey guys," and there's this one girl that I kind of liked, and she was like, Hey Dave, I haven't seen you in a while. They were up on a balcony. And she's like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. And I was just so entrenched because like when we get together, all we do is like cartoon voices.
Yeah.
And,
Impressions.
so I wasn't even thinking. And she's like, hey Dave. And I was like, hey Peter. And then I just walked away in shame. So that was horrible.
I had this one friend who just would not relent on this one saying that he carried through middle school. If this person's listening to it, then good for him. But it was just like, I don't know if anyone else had this experience. Gosh, I have to remember. Have I told this story or not? I'm going to assume if I did.
I don't think you did.
And if I did, I'll just try to tell it in a more funny way. So what happened was what like I don't know. I'm trying to give context to it. Basically, what it is that there was this little circle of friends that that was in middle school, and it went like they I was kind of like was outside of their little jokes, and I'd just be like the victim of them, I guess. But basically, they came up with this one. They knew that I had trouble with people calling me names. So what do they do to to help me out with that? They also call me names.
Yeah.
And one of these names that they came up with was I don't even know. It's like they start with like one thing, and like they distort my name into like Rooney or something like that, and then Rooney turned into Tooney. Oh no, it was because like this one kid that we knew, this one kid that they knew, their parents called their children. Dave, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry, my thing froze for a second. Anyways, basically, there's the inside joke of Tooney, because apparently that's I think Hindi or something like that for little kid or something like that, some Hindi saying, and that carried over to me, of course. And and they just follow me around saying, oh look, it's Tooney, whenever I come around the corner. And I'd always be like, what the heck does that mean? It's it never made sense to me. I literally just be in the bathroom and using the urinal, and these kids would just bust in and say Tooney, and they would just, that's how it would go. They would just bust in the door, and that's the first thing I hear. It's making their presence known.
Yeah. Dude, that's so funny. The kids in my school used to, actually my one friend, he's my good friend. He would, so I'm ginger, right? Red hair and freckles, and he called me Ginger Snap. He's like, hey, Ginger Snap. He was a complete, he was kind of a redneck, and he had these big boots, these big workman's boots, where he would step on my feet with them. He'd be like, these workman's boots, they can, they're built for everything. Oh, sorry, that was my computer. They're built for everything. They can, I can cut your foot in half with this. And then he stepped on my foot, and I'm like, dude. And he's like, see that, Ginger Snap?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, different kind of people out there.
Yeah. I think he works right after high school. He was really excited because he was going to work at Pico, You know what that is?
Isn't this the guy that like ended up like working at a pizzeria or something like that?
No.
No, I don't know. Then I don't know who that is. No.
No, yeah, this is my friend. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's really nice. He wants to own his own electric company, and he was gonna start. He started right after high school. He started working at Pico, which is an electric company. If you don't know what it is, and but the problem was he had to get up at like 4:00 in the morning.
Oof. Well, that's pretty commendable. Honestly, I wish I could be able to do that most of the time.
So he ended up going to community college because
It was too hard.
wasn't too pumped about getting up at 4:00 in the morning.
If I had to do that for a job, because if I wanted like a certain trajectory in life, there would have to be like some kind of incentive, like for me to work up. Like either the pay has to be really good, like really good. The I get to like work with my like close friends every day, and it's like, so it's not that much of a job, or like I don't know, like some other kind of incentive or something like that. But yeah, I guess it just wasn't there for him, unfortunately.
I think he is still going to work at an electric company, but I think just in that moment, like he didn't change his life plans, but he was just, not ready to get up at 4:00 in the morning.
Wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing now. He might be working at Pico. I don't know. But I do. He does follow me on Instagram. So. But he's pretty cool. He was actually he was in the car when I was driving. I was driving him and this other guy home, and it was like the last day. It was like our last day of school before Christmas break, and we were really having a good time. We went to a restaurant and everything, and my house, like we all lived like 40 minutes away from school, and so I was in the car with him, and there's this school that we would drive by every single day, and my friend was like, you better be careful because sometimes there's cops here, and it's a school zone speed limit, and the speed limits in the school zone are like 15 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, well, there's nobody here. I can drive here every day. And he said, well, you better watch out. There was a police station like right beside the school. So you better watch out, dude. And I was going like 20 miles over the 15-mile-per-hour speed limit, and there was kids all over the park.
Oh my god, dude.
I know.
Yeesh.
Which was stupid. I think I was like 16 or 17, and so he's like, you better watch out. There could be a police officer, and I'm like, no, there's not going to be one. So who cares? And so there was a police officer.
So there was.
And he pulled out, like, immediately, right after I drove by, he pulled out, and I was like, oh my gosh. And he's like, just go the speed limit, So I went the speed limit, I went, like, 15 miles per hour. And he ended up following me for, like, 3 miles. And, but he turned, eventually, so that was good.
Oh.
But that was just a nerve-wracking moment of my life.
Just another day in the adventures of Dave Wolfe.
Yeah. No, actually, my sister just got her license a few months ago, and she already got pulled over.
That's the thing about being a New Yorker. You don't need to drive. So, like, I don't have a license yet.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I feel like it's okay in New York, obviously, because, everything, so you can take the subway and everything.
Yeah.
But, in like around here, it's kind of like a different standard. Like my one friend, he's 20 and he doesn't have his license, and everyone's like, loser.
Wow.
But there's no subway, so he has to bum rides off of everybody.
Well, yeah, that is a different thing completely. I don't know. Did he come from a city somewhere?
No, he's always, but he has he's always lived within like a mile of everything he's ever done. I think he lived across the street from his grade school, and
wow.
He goes to college 5 minutes away from where he lives, so he can walk there.
5 minutes, man. And
Yeah,
this is in Pennsylvania?
Yeah. But he still got a dorm. It was hysterical. I think he like didn't want to be with his family, so he paid for a dorm even though he lived 5 minutes away from college.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like if everything's that cramped for like you're at the beginning of your life, you're gonna want to have some space.
Yeah.
After a while.
Yeah.
There is like there are like peaks to like, besides the cost, of course, there are peaks of having having a dorm. One thing I want in my college experience, considering that I'm only a sophomore, the one thing I want is to be an RA, because an RA at Pratt is like free housing, of course.
Yeah.
It's not only do you have free housing, you actually get paid to live there. So that's something that I want.
That's true.
That's something that I want. I want that at least for my senior year, because if I can get housing, because I am pretty close to Pratt, but if I can actually like live there, like right next to campus, like right on campus, that would just make my senior year,
Yeah, dude. Last year I had the most accessible. Like I had the dorm that was the most accessible to like every building. So I mean, that was completely new for me because all throughout high school I had to drive like 40 minutes to school. So it was crazy. Like the best feeling ever was Friday, like after class on Friday, when they're like, all right, class is over. It's like, oh, I'm done. I don't even have to worry about getting home or anything. Great.
Yeah.
Whereas if I was at my high school, I would be like, all right, I gotta get home or it's gonna be literally dark.
Well, yeah, I feel like I've been accustomed to long distance travels because of, the fact that I'm from New York. I had to take the subways every day to school. And that's just something that you get used to when you're a city kid. And I think I remember, like I wasn't that accustomed to it at first. When I started, like I think I was like 12 or 13. Whenever you start high school, that's how old you are. And I remember like I took
You're
like
13 when you started high school.
However old you are, I can't remember. Jeez.
I think you're 14.
It was around the same time. Like let's say all right, 13, 14. Yeah, I think that's about right. That's when I started taking the subways by myself. I remember like shortly before that, I tried taking the subways. I accidentally hopped on a wrong train home, and I got lost a little bit, which is not a good time. But yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say like, the first time I started taking the subway was when I was like 19. So dude, that was a really scary experience because I just had no idea how to navigate anything. The first time I took the subway by myself was during orientation, where they were just guiding you around, so it wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
But then the second time, it was by myself, and I had to go into Manhattan because I was catching a bus home. I was going to go home for the long weekend.
Yeah.
And I asked my roommate, because he was familiar with Manhattan, like, can you help me, navigate the subway? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then, on the day I was supposed to get on the subway, he wasn't in the dorm, and I texted him, like, hey, be ready to get on the subway? And he's like, oh, sorry, man, I'm at Home Depot right now, and I have to get some supplies. And I'm like, are you going to be here to, like, help me out, dude? And he's like,
dude.
No. And I was like, dude.
I should have been there for you.
Yeah, I don't think we knew each other then. But I was really nervous because I had no idea how to use it.
Well, I'll give it to you. If you're like, from an outsider's perspective, it probably would be very confusing. It probably would be very confusing because it's like
it was like, and I like my phone saved me. I used my GPS.
Yeah. Well, I do use that quite a bit too. I use that a lot actually, but I just like I never actually memorized the maps. I just use my phone a lot. But like, yeah, it's for someone who doesn't like know like the main lines, like the A, the 1, 2, 3, the 7, and all the other stuff, 4, 5, 6, the NQR. Those people that don't know those lines, although those are the lines that I know the best because they're just around my areas.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Actually, what kind of surprised me about we moved a lot closer to Philly this year or last year, and so before I lived, like where I lived, there's a train. I think it's the subway, but it ends up being like an above ground train after you get out of Philly, and there's a lot of smaller towns where the train will go to, and like my friends live in some of those towns, but you know, where I live, you can drive like 15 minutes and you can get to a train that will become a subway, which is cool. And you'll also see buses, which was crazy to me because I lived like 50 miles outside of the city, and there were no buses, no trains. There were actually Amish horse and buggies all over the place.
That's something that seems kind of anomaly to me. It's like
it is to everybody.
It's like Philly is just like, I always associate Philly as like this extending, much like New York, this extending like, you know, urban type environment. But it sounds like if you go like anywhere outside the city limits, there's just farms.
Well, it's kind of like what I noticed about. I used to be kind of afraid of Philly because whenever we would go into, I mean, my dad worked there. Like whenever we would go into Philly, it was like this huge towering city, and you know, it was so bustling, and there were so many people. But then I went to New York, and New York is just huge. It's like miles and miles and miles and miles of, you know, buildings.
That's one thing that I'll probably never get to experience. Actually, like, experiencing New York for the first time.
Yeah.
Because I just don't have that privilege, I guess.
Yeah, it is crazy when you go, like, if you live where I live, which was really, like, if you went to where I live, I mean, there was, like, it's like nothing. It's peaceful, but it's like, I mean, we could walk to an Amish farm where they would sell stuff, and there's a lot of really small towns, like incredibly small towns that are just basically a main street and a few houses, and that's it. And then like going from there to going into the city is like, whoa, oh my gosh. Even going from there to this small town Westchester that I'm at now, I remember coming into Westchester, which is a like really small town, when I was little, and I was like, whoa, look at all this stuff. This is crazy. Yeah.
Look at all this stuff. Look at all these vendors. Look at all these things. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like in some ways, I don't know. I had to be. I'm like in a really special position to like even say this, but I don't know. In some ways, I am kind of like bored of New York. I will actually. You know what? I'll take that back because it's like one thing. It's a bit sad. It's like, you know, I feel like this thing is, well, I'll call it. Well, we need to come up with some kind of code word, but basically, like, you know, businesses are kind of, you know, struggling during this time. And I don't really get that sense of liveliness in the streets anymore, which is kind of sad. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, sad.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when I went to New York. It was so lively, and you know, in the subway there were people playing instruments and stuff, and bands and things. So it was really cool. I remember in Westchester, the town, the small. I know there's a Westchester in New York. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Westchester, there's like people now where you'll go out into the streets, and I don't think it was ever like this before. There's people like playing because they, like I said, they moved all of the stuff out to the main streets, and there's like bands playing in the street, and I'm walking down the street like, oh my gosh, this is a cultural center.
Cultural center.
It's crazy.
I think in some ways, like, you know what I think? I think in some ways New York is kind of selling out. Because it's like, there was like a lot of stuff, like, I don't know, culturally speaking, that, you know, that really made New York vibrant. Have you ever heard of CBGBs?
No.
No? Shoot.
No.
Well, anyways, what CBGBs was a place where all these, like, up-and-coming, like, you know, acts were, like, can get their start. and a lot of important places got their start. A lot of important bands got their start, like the Ramones. Well, I mean, and then there's like, I mean, there's more than I can ever like imagine. I think the Velvet Underground, but basically it's like the place to play if you're like, you know, a touring musical act and you want to like, you know, make and you want to just like make your mark, I guess. And they played everything. They played like, you know, indie like country, folk, and they played and also like metal acts and hard rock stuff and like that. Yeah. So it was like it was just a really great place. I think they like had some like, you know, some hip hop acts maybe. Actually, cool. That's one thing actually I'm not sure of, but it was great. But you know, then they closed because they couldn't afford rent anymore. It was just like, you know. Yeah. That's one thing I feel like, you know, New York, it has to like. It just like, I feel like, you know, it's more like making room for like, you know, the rich essentially.
Yeah.
And it just.
I think. I don't know. I when I think about that, I kind of think about like what kind of charm the small towns that I grew up around have, and they kind of. I don't even know. They don't have that kind of culture that New York has, but I don't know. I mean, all I remember, like the thing is, when you go into a small town like where I used to live, there's nobody there. There's like nobody. There's no culture because there's nobody there. But I remember the one thing that was like iconic about the small town I didn't even live in it. I lived outside of the small town.
Yeah, you know. That is one thing that New York has. A lot of people. A lot of, like, diverse groups of people. So, you know, then again, maybe there are very interesting stuff happening out there. Yeah. It's just, like, it's either, like, very small scaled. You know, it just, like, it's really... And I just don't know about it. And not enough people know about it, you know?
Yeah. Wait, are you talking about New York or small
Just
towns?
New York is in general. Or it could really be happening anywhere. Just we don't know about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, probably. But, like in my small town, I remember there was this, it's kind of like South Park almost, like how South Park has, you know, this is a small town, like, it might not be much, but it's our town, like, that's kind of like what, well, not even, but there was this one place, that was like almost like a 1950s diner. It was like a trailer, but like a cool, it was a cool, like, chrome trailer, and it was called Miss Oxford Diner, because that's the town Oxford. And it was really cool. There was this woman who would work there who would know us, and she'd be like, "Hey, hon, like, what do you want to eat, hon?" And, we went in there one time, and like the day I got out of school for the summer, and there was all these college kids in there, like, or maybe they were high school kids, and they were like, man, there must have been like 100 people in there, and it was like you couldn't even get inside. It was, I think they were breaking the occupancy limit.
Yeah.
But that was crazy. And they also have a car show every year, so that's about all the culture.
One of my goals like is to like really like try and promote that kind of stuff in New York City. I really don't know by what means. But I've talked about this with other friends, like the idea of just like renting out a space for like a set amount of time, and just like inviting a lot of like, you know, a lot of people, a lot of artists there, and just like, you know, and having a time there. That's something. But you know, ever since like, you know, the lockdown, like we have no idea when that's gonna happen, and in some ways it could be good because it could be like a pressure cooker in that like we just have like so much like. You know, we're just so bored and we have so much stored up energy, and we could just have like, if we use it correctly, we could just have the opportunity to just be like, all these great new things pop up at once, and it just like, it's gonna be very exciting. But it could also, I don't know if this thing like is too long, you know, we could, you know, start getting like burnout or something like that. We lose momentum, and you know, we lose interest eventually. I
think with gatherings. I don't think that there's going to be a time where people, like, I don't think people are never going to gather again.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think, like, when you think about gatherings, I mean, there's, when you go back to the what's it called, the plague, the Great Plague of the 14 or 1500s, where I think that was huge for like 5 years, and they had no cure, no nothing, and they banned they didn't know what it was, and they banned all public gatherings for I think a long time, and people moved out of the city and they moved to the country, but people still get together, you know. It didn't affect gatherings.
That's interesting.
So,
That's interesting. I would think it's just interesting. I just think that, I mean, like, for that kind of event, it has to like shape, you know, what gatherings mean. You know, I
don't know. I think gathering together is kind of, it's one of those things where it's not, you kind of just inherently do it. Like, even if you don't know anything about the past, you would probably still gather together.
I don't know, unless you're like the kind of person just stay indoors all day and just and watch anime.
That like a lot of people are like that. But you know what I'm planning on? I'm planning in 10 years from now.
Yeah.
I'm making plans to have the largest gathering ever.
Really? Is that so?
Yes. So I actually looked up what's the largest gathering ever, the world record for the largest gathering. I think it's 80 million people.
Oh my God.
So
like, what is that though? Like what happened there?
I think it was some sort of religious.
Yeah, I would think so. Like, you're gonna start a religion. That's what's gonna happen. I don't know. How else are you supposed to get that kind of following?
Because it's going to be the world's largest gathering. It's going to be like, do you want to be part of the world's largest gathering? Then come on down. I want to have it in. I was thinking about, like, where I used to live. There's a lot of open space. Like, you drive out pretty far. I mean, like, I could rent a farm like they did in Woodstock, and say, like, you know, this is the world's largest gathering. Come to the world's largest gathering if you want to be part of it.
But Dave, you understand that in order for that to happen, you would need like everybody, and I mean everybody, in the surrounding state lines, like the entire Northeast. In fact, maybe like the entire East Coast, if I'm not wrong. You would have to get everybody there, like everyone.
Hopefully, we can get the entire population of America to be in this one area. Like, maybe not, but okay. So here's my idea. I would get all the stars. Like, it would be kind of like Woodstock. Get all the singers, all the big names in the world, or a lot of them. Anything that would draw a huge crowd, I would get in this area. And you know, like, I don't even know who's going to be big in 10 years, but, you know, all the big singers, whatever, and all those people combined, plus it's the world's largest gathering. Just come if you want to be a part of it. I think we could get solidly 1 billion people.
Dude, I mean, I don't know, man. It's like...
It'll be a celebration of coronavirus.
You said that twice now. I don't think we're going to have to blur that out.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna come.
Next time on, it's like, stay tuned for next episode of Dave plans to, control the world.
No, I think it'd be so cool, like, to get just go on the news sites, put ads in the movie theaters before movies, put it on, like, you know, pay millions of dollars for commercials, get all these, like, backers behind you, get all these celebrities, be like, do you want to be part of the biggest historical event ever? The largest gathering that has ever been. It's going to be 1 billion people. And you're going to be part of it, probably.
You know, Dave, that's a pretty interesting marketing campaign you got planned out there, but it's more like, how are we going to do that? How are we even going to get the money? How do we even get the connections? It would probably, like, cost money to actually, like, rent out the space. Also, wouldn't that be kind of dangerous?
Yeah, it probably would.
Oh, my God. But in the name of science.
Yeah, I read about Woodstock, actually, that they had, I think, 500,000 people, and New York declared a state of emergency. So I don't know how 1 billion people is going to go down.
Yeah, dude. Are you serious? Are you serious about this plan?
I think maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, you don't know.
I have 10 years and 10 years to figure it out.
Well, I think some form of gathering would be very interesting, but not that, dude.
Guys, everybody who's listening to this, October 17th, 2030 is the date. I believe it's going to be, you know what? Here's my plan. Okay, so the town of Centralia, PA is a town that...
Okay, dude, don't dox yourself.
No, it's a town that burned down. A coal mine fire started in the 60s, right? And there's a fire under it. And so as a result, everyone in the town evacuated eventually, and all the buildings were torn down. And it's just this big area with nothing in it except for a graveyard and a few houses, which will probably be gone by 2030, maybe. So the whole area is nothing. It's forest and woods. It's the middle of Pennsylvania. That's why it's called Centralia. And,
No way.
so,
Really?
But there's small towns around it, so if you want to get chips, if you want to get food or whatever, there's probably hotels. You can stay there, and we're going to have the largest gathering. Hey, what better place than the center of Pennsylvania to fit 1 billion people? So October 17th, 2030, make sure you're there. There's going to be a lot of famous people there.
Oh, you betcha. Oh my god. Imagine a single episode actually starts like that movement.
It's like the thing last year, the alien raid.
Oh yeah, Area 51.
Yeah, where
What?
only 200 people showed up.
Yeah, only 200. Yeah,
But we're gonna get big names. We're gonna get famous people to come to this.
you know, I'm interested. I'm interested to see how that would turn out. If anything like that actually transpired.
It will be like, you think what we're going through now is going to be something that's going to be remembered. It will be, but this thing is going to be just as big. It's going to be like the largest gathering ever.
We just need people to keep on talking about it. We need people to make it relevant. Guys, hashtag what's the hashtag going to be called?
Hashtag 1 billion people in the same place.
That's too long.
I don't know. Hashtag October 17th, 2030, Centralia, Pennsylvania, be there or be not part of it.
Dude, that's even longer. Like
No, it's gonna be, you know what? It's gonna be a Halloween festival.
Okay, wait, hold on a second. How about this? Okay. Centralia 2030. That's what we should call it.
Yeah.
Centralia 2030. Hashtag Centralia 2030, guys.
Get it to 1 billion people.
All right.
That's literally more people than are in America.
Yeah, for real. We would need that. We would need all of Europe, and then a third of China, to fit in the center of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Oh my
Dude,
gosh, guys.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Centralia 2030, October 17th to October 31st. Let's go. Let's do it.
All right, guys. You heard it here first. I'm not even
kidding. It's gonna be so great.
Dude, we're two animation majors. We're two animation majors, trying to run a podcast. This is our 4th episode. What are we gonna or whatever episode? I lost track.
We'll do a live episode in 2030, and it'll all culminate with a live episode of the 2D podcast on October 31st.
Assuming that it's even going to be called 2D podcast then.
Yeah, well, whatever it's called, and we can project, and we can use that as an opportunity to show people our animation.
Yeah, we get clout that way.
Oh man, I'm playing with a little paint tube, and the paint has literally just come out and gotten all over me.
Yikes! That sounds terrible.
No, wait, it's actually good because it's not that much paint. It looks like there's blood all over my hands.
Oh shit. Yeah, I saw it. It's spattered all over his hands.
Yeah.
God, no, please. If this isn't the Halloween episode yet.
Oh, this actually looks like blood. I'm gonna use this for the Halloween episode, I think. That would be cool.
Alright, that would be cool.
But anyway, keep that date in mind. October 17th, 2030.
Yep.
Centralia, PA. You can get hotels in probably Philadelphia. You can stay there. It's only a few hours from Philadelphia. You know, small town. There's a lot of small towns where you can rent out, probably bed and breakfasts. And come on down.
Yeah, come on down.
They're probably gonna declare another state of emergency.
Yeah, for real. Like that'll be like the center of another outbreak.
Yeah. We'll just tell them that we're gonna have about 2,000 people, and then when 1 billion people show up, we'll be like, we didn't know it was gonna be 1 billion people. Oh.
When we said 1 billion people, we didn't mean it.
Yeah, we didn't mean it. We thought it was gonna be 1,000, and then like 3 billion people show up. We were planning for 1 billion, and 3 billion showed up. LOL.
Lol. Haha. 500,000 people got trampled trying to leave. Haha.
Dude, if we charged $1 per ticket, you know how much money we made?
I didn't even think about that.
We'd make literally $1 billion if we charged. We would never have to work again.
Exactly. Like we would that would make us. That's also like the title of this episode, like Centralia 2030.
Yeah. Yes, we gotta get the word out. If enough people give us $1, like, how do you get rich, Dave? Well, you just hold an event and charge $1 a pop and make sure 1 million people come to the event.
Yep, that's it. Although that's assuming that there's like no one else you have to pay to. Like you can't.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Well, if you held it in the middle of Pennsylvania where it's like it's nowheresville, I mean, you could just say like, you'd probably have to pay the singers, the king, or whatever, the entertainers, but
yeah,
we would pay them like not as much as we would be.
No, you would just hop onto a spaceship and be like, psych, and then leave.
Yeah, they probably
like, I already got your money. I'm already a billionaire. Like, I got Elon Musk in my pocket. See ya.
Yeah, that's true. Elon Musk. Yeah, we got to get him to come.
True. But what would he do? Like, we just have like.
Be there.
We would just have him be there, like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm Elon.
Yeah, he would like Elon Musk, and he would just be there to attract people. Elon Musk.
We're so rich, we can have Elon Musk be a sideshow attraction.
Yeah, Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, because he has a lot of followers. I don't know who else. Miley Cyrus, because, Justin Bieber. These are all people from the early 2010s, but that's all the people that I know, really.
I don't know. They seem pretty dated, honestly.
Also, I don't know about 10 years, but I don't know.
Don't know.
Actually, I was watching a documentary. I don't know if you know this singer named Tiny Tim.
He's the guy who like has a very high voice.
Yeah.
That's what I know about him.
The SpongeBob song. Like, you remember the thing in SpongeBob, the first episode?
Singing in the spotlight, having a wonderful time.
Yeah, I
know
was watching
about
a documentary about him. He's pretty funny. I wish he could come, but he died.
Yep, he died.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
In 2030, he would be like 98.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah. But, you know how he died, right?
Actually, I don't.
No, he was at a ukulele festival, and I believe he was at a ukulele festival, and he had a heart attack, and his doctor said, you need to stop going to festivals and doing music because you're gonna have another heart attack.
This is after he's like on the floor, like already like.
This is after he had a heart attack at one festival.
Oh, okay.
His doctor's like, no, he had one heart attack, and then his doctor's like, you need to stop because you're gonna die. And so he ignored the advice, and he went to another ukulele festival like 2 months later, and he had a heart attack on stage and died.
Damn, that's pretty sad.
Yeah. But he died doing what he loves, so that was good.
I guess so. That's one way to go. Rest in peace, Tiny Tim. Gonna crack a cold one open for Tiny Tim, guys.
Oh, hello.
Oh God! It's the spirit of Tiny Tim in this bottle of Coors.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to think of, his marriage was televised on the Johnny Carson show.
Dude, how deep in the life of Tiny Tim are we gonna go?
Well, I just watched this documentary that was really. I think it was just made by a guy on YouTube, but it was really interesting. I don't know why you get married on live TV. I think someone my dad worked with got married on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Oh, that's one way to go, I guess.
Yeah. No, Jimmy Kimmel surprised them at their wedding.
What? That's
Yeah,
even worse.
Which I would be annoyed. It's like, that's my day.
Like, what the heck? Yeah, this is my day.
Yeah.
What
You're
the-
Jimmy Kimmel. I don't care about you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, kind of like, what kind of sociopath? What kind of sociopath would like hijack like a person's most important life just to make their lives more important? Like, what the heck?
And the comment that my dad had was like look at the he worked with the wife, or the woman getting married, and the comment he had was like, it kind of sucks for the husband because she was really into Jimmy Kimmel, and after that point on, like, she was just all over Jimmy Kimmel, and the husband was just there like, okay, what
Wow,
do I do?
that's pretty effed.
Yeah. But I think you can check it out pretty easily on YouTube. I don't know. But it was... I would hate that.
I hate that too. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But my cousin's actually getting married in the time of... I won't say the word. In these strange times, she's getting married, and I think she's having a very interesting time.
Well, you have to spill the beans more than that, Dave. What do you mean?
She what?
You have to spill the beans a little bit more than that.
Well, no, I mean it's just interesting getting married in these turbulent times.
Like, everyone has to like show up wearing a mask, assuming they even do that.
Yeah, I guess I don't really know what they're really. I think my sister was gonna go, but she ended up not going because some reason. I think maybe it was because she had to quarantine for 2 weeks after she got there.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. I think they were going to have a bridal shower, but they had to cancel it because someone at her job they thought had the virus, but it turns out that they didn't. So that was crazy. I don't know. You should just get married via Zoom.
Married via Zoom. Oh my God! Imagine how chaotic that would be.
Yeah, I think people have done that. Like it's like the
People have done that?
I think some people have done that. It would be funny if the bride and the groom were on separate Zoom calls. They're at their own houses. Man,
That's weird.
Yeah,
Don't have anything else to say other than that's weird.
yeah. That is crazy. And she's pretty young. She's like, I think she's almost my age. She's only a little bit older than me. I think she's like 22.
Just throwing that in there. I see.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it because she's.
Yeah, let's not talk about others' private lives, okay?
Yeah. But.
All right.
But she's probably not gonna listen to this.
Probably not. We'll see.
She's gonna hear the bleep noises and she's gonna be like, "There's cursing in this. I gotta stop. I gotta stop listening."
You gotta stop. Even though I'm a 19-year-old girl, I can't listen to this.
She's actually 22. She just turned 22. Yeah. But she's really nice. I never met her fiance, but he seems like a nice guy. I kind of feel like every time one of our cousins like brings home their boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, our family kind of gives them a hard time, like just for fun.
All right.
Like every single time, like my dad especially, he's just like, He just like, not in mean spirited, but just makes jokes at their expense and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like. I would hate that because it's just so nerve wracking to go. I don't know if you ever went to someone's like house and met their relatives, but it's like I remember going to. I went to the dance with this one girl, and we weren't even like really serious, but I went to her house and her grandmother and like grandparents were there, and they're like, "We just want to meet you," and she was nervous too. She gave me a flower, and her hand was shaking, and it felt like I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is so nerve wracking.
I don't know. I can never really like put myself in that social situation, or even if like, even if like that ever happened to me, I don't feel like I would ever be that attached to it. I mean, like I would feel good for them, but I would just never get that nervous. I don't know. I guess that's just me.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Let's see. Let me assess things here. All right, guys. I think that it is just around that time to start wrapping things up. So, thank you very much. If you decided to watch this episode, thank you very much. Even more if you decide to leave a like or a comment. Be sure to do all that jazz to make sure that the YouTube algorithm recognizes us. You want any closing words, Dave?
I guess thank you if you left a like or a comment.
Yeah, just Rob the things that I just said.
What?
Just copy and paste me.
Yeah. Thank you if you left a like or a comment, and if you didn't leave a like or a comment, then screw you. And I'm just kidding. And if you didn't watch the video, then I just want you to know that you gotta watch the other videos.
I just want you to know that God is watching you.
Yeah, God. Yeah, if you didn't watch the video, I just want to tell you that God knows what you're doing, and you better go ahead and just watch it.
He's always watching.
Yeah, the people, they're not even hearing it. It's like you better watch this video. Everyone who's not watching it.
All right, so the outro music should have been playing by now. Once more, do all that jazz to make sure that the YouTube algorithm recognizes us. And you guys have yourselves a nice day. Bye.